Welcome to the Private Practice Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brooklyn Storme, here to help you unlock the mind, business, and spirit of your private practice success. So whether you're just starting out or you're looking to grow, this is the place for you if you really want to create a thriving private practice. Before we dive in, I want to share something that can really make a difference in your business. Imagine having an expert in your pocket, someone available on demand whenever you need guidance. Well, that's exactly what my new program, Practice Momentum, offers. With over 30 years of experience at your fingertips, you can now get the support you need whenever you need it. Curious? Head over to brooklynstorme.com to learn more. You know, one of the things I'm asked for help with the most is how do I find clients? And so anyway, there are so many ways, and we've spoken about lots of them here, haven't we? You can go back and listen to some of the other episodes, but today I want to speak about something else. So a little while ago, I got inundated with requests for website wellness checks. You know, like anything, it kind of ebbs and flows. And this just happened to be like I got a whole bunch of them all at one time. And when people order them, they are given an order form, and on that form they can tell me like what the issue is, what they really wanted me to give them guidance around or focus on, and things like that. And a lot of them are saying, I'm just not getting any inquiries from this, like nothing's working. Can you have a look? Tell me, what's going on. And it's really interesting too, because some of them were getting traffic. So they were getting people visiting the website, but those people weren't really taking any action. And we could see that people were having a look at the lead gen tools, and we'll talk about those in a minute, but also just not taking any action. So I think this is a very important thing to be talking about, because your website is where 70 or 80% of your clients are going to make the decision to work with you. And, on average, you're looking at maybe 2 people for every 100 actually being ready to go ahead and book that session. Of the other 98 people, there's going to be a bunch that are interested. I mean, they're obviously on your website for a reason, right? They're looking for something, they're curious, but they're not quite ready yet to take that step. So what we want to do for those people is give them something to kind of like contain them for a little while. And the point of that is also to, provide a few things. We want to build rapport. We want to build connection. We want to create trust with that person, demonstrate we know what we're doing. So the credibility and the authority and all those kinds of things. And so that is why we say things like sign up for the newsletter, or it's why we say download my free thing. But there are ways of going about it, right? So a lot of therapists will have something on their website that says, sign up here, join the newsletter, and barely anybody ever does. The reason for that is because the person that wrote the copy for the website hasn't understood about how this all works and what the point of it is. When you're saying sign up for my email newsletter, from a business perspective, from a marketing perspective, what you're doing is you are trying to capture all those potential clients, right? That your website has worked really hard to kind of get for you, okay? Instead of letting them sort of disappear into the void, we want to give them something so that they stay with us, they stay in our orbit, they stay in our world. And so instead of just saying something like sign up for my email newsletter and stay up to date with monthly tips and this, that, and the other, nobody's ever going to sign up for that. That's not true. There's always going to be a handful of people. Yes, there are always exceptions to the rule, but you're missing out. The people that are on your website are there for a reason. It's likely because they have a specific issue. Your website's been given to them by a friend, word of mouth. They found it via a Google search because you had great SEO and all of the things. And so you need to give them something that's going to actually help that person with that problem. This is why going broad and not having niches, you can struggle with when it comes to the marketing, right? So if you're going to do the email newsletter thing, make it make sense to the person so they actually want to get it. That's one thing. The other thing is the freebies. So I started clicking on people's freebies and I noticed a lot of things. I noticed that there was the same journal on multiple websites. This journal landed in my inbox and I swear the content had not been changed. It was just the cover had been changed. So a lot of people got a template from somewhere and didn't take the time to go and edit or customize that journal to match their clients. Now, this is a problem because I'm just saying journal, right? Because that's what I saw. It was like anxiety journal over here, therapy journal over there, grief journal over there, the things. It's problematic because when you give away generic templated journals like that, you're not demonstrating your knowledge, you're not demonstrating your wisdom, you're not demonstrating your skills, you're not building trust, rapport, connection, right? Because they're templates. What you've literally done is, change the cover on someone else's template and then you're giving it away as your freebie. But that person is perhaps looking at other grief and loss therapy practices who might also be given the journal, and you know what I mean, like it just gets watered down. It's always better to have something that's yours. But anyway, that aside, the other thing that I noticed too was when I was looking at the freebies, I think 99% of them were some kind of either an ebook or a PDF. And when I spoke to the people who are having the website wellness check, they were like, or they said in their forms that nobody's downloading these things and they don't know why. And, when I sent them the review by email, they would write back to me saying, it's just not getting downloaded. I don't know why, all this sort of stuff. So let me tell you why, so that we can fix it, right? Because if you've got a free thing on your website, it's going to increase your inquiries. It's going to increase your inquiry call bookings, your discovery call bookings, and people may even just, be so wowed and impressed by your freebie that they just go straight to booking in with you, right? The reason it's not happening with a PDF or an ebook is because AI, right? Information that used to have a high perceived value. So clients used to get it off our website because they used to think we were credible and we had this authority and we knew what we were doing and stuff like that. They would download the things. But what's happening now is a lot of the stuff in the past, you could get away with it being a little bit more generic perhaps. But now that AI is available, your clients don't need your ebook or your PDF because they can just go into ChatGPT and they can get the information, right? And it's probably going to be more in depth and more in detail and more specific to what they're wanting it in relation to than your freebie. So your freebie now has 0 perceived value. Now, of course, I'm making a sweeping generalization here. I know. I'm sure there are some freebies out there that are PDFs and ebooks and some people find them helpful, but by and large, no. They have taken a nosedive when it comes to popularity and, they're just not in demand anymore like they used to be. So what do, right? That freebie, If that's sitting on your website and it's collecting the digital dust, or if you don't have one, you're missing out. So we want to turn it around, okay? We want to create something for you that's going to generate inquiries and bookings and leads, they're called, right? Leads. So this is something that you can use in private practice. A lot of private practices do. We're going to talk about a new way of doing them that overcomes the obstacles that we're now facing in terms of our marketing as a result of the AI. So I'm just looking at my notes here because I don't have long for this episode, I don't think, but I've just written down who, what, when, where, why. So you'd be doing this as a private practice owner. You'd be doing this as a counsellor, psychologist, social worker, healer, a person that's helping others. When would you do it? Well, I would get this done ASAP because you don't want to be missing out, right? And every day you don't have a freebie that's converting, you're missing out. I want you to be able to get more clients. So we're going to get this sorted out for you. And then the where is, where do you put it? So there are so many places you could put your freebie. Traditionally, they first and foremost go on your website. They can go on your website in a few ways. Maybe you put it on the website as a pop-up, for example. But there are lots of places on your website that you could put it. Apart from that, you can share it on your social media. You can email it to your list. You know what I mean? There's like so many places. For me, when I have a freebie that I'm working with at the time, I usually include it in the show notes on my podcast or on a YouTube video that I've done or in Facebook or something like that. But it's really unlimited and there are lots of different ways that you can share it, and you should be sharing it regularly because just leaving it sit there on your website, nobody's going to know it's there unless you've got other ways of driving traffic to the website, right? Like maybe you're running paid ads or something like that and you're getting loads of traffic over to the website. So that's where it would usually go. And the why I've just written, it's lead gen, stuff like that. Why is it collecting digital dust? We've covered that off. It's because, the information that's traditionally in an ebook or a PDF on a private practice website is now more readily available. They can get it off ChatGPT. And if you're being very general and very broad, it's not helpful. The problem with that is if people download the PDF, right, they get it, they're excited because, I'm getting something free from this amazing private practice. They download it and it's boring and it's generic and they're like, I've seen all of this on Instagram, stuff like that. Then they're not going to book in with you. You haven't done yourself any favors. So we need to have one that's actually going to work. So I've got a solution for you. The solution is you want to have a freebie opt-in that does two things, right? It has implementation. The reason why we want to have implementation is because implementation leads to change. Hopefully that change is a shift, a transformation, a result, an outcome, or something like that. We want that because when they have that result or that outcome, the shift, the transformation, they feel good, they feel better, and now they're thinking, this was actually quite helpful. I wasn't expecting that, but it worked. And then they're going to be more inclined to go back to your website and take more actions. Now, for some people, that will look like, if they're still in the trust building phase with your practice, for them it might be, what other freebies has she got? And so they're going to get excited and they're probably going to binge download your freebies. That's a good thing, right? Because then when they go and they implement those, and again they get a result, they're feeling better, more confident. What do you think the likelihood is for them to actually go ahead and book that inquiry call or discovery call when you make them that invitation to do it, right? It's gone up exponentially compared to somebody who didn't have those wins. So that's why we want to do it. And then, you have that inquiry call or discovery call if you offer those. And from there, if it's indicated and it's ethical and it's in your scope of practice and all of the, conditions apply, of course, convert that person to a paying client. They become a client. There's a booking in the diary now, and off we go with our onboarding, right? That's ideally how we want it to work. So your freebie needs to have an implementation component that is strong enough that it's going to get that person a result. So yeah, think about that. If you've got a freebie, go and have a look at it and see if it's going to get the person a result. If it's not, edit it, update it. The second thing that's going to help your freebie get downloaded and will get you more inquiries and more bookings more quickly is to have something that's not only requiring implementation, but also includes it's interactive, right? There's an interactive component to it. Now, this is novel. This is not being done in private practices at the moment. I know that because I research everything, and this was my idea of how we could get around the issue of freebies not getting downloaded and all those kinds of things. The reason I think that you've got to have not only the implementation but the interaction is because it's about the experience now. It's not about the knowledge. So when you had the PDF last year, or even this year, right, it's probably kind of more knowledge-y based, a little bit psycho-ed, a little bit here's how to do box breathing, right, those kinds of things. What I'm talking about is I feel the way this is going is my prediction is if you want to get more inquiries, if you want to get more bookings, by having something that's interactive, you can exponentially increase the potential for your practice to have those things because now somebody's engaged. They're engaged. They're using it. They're doing it. They're surprised by it. They're wowed by it. They're delighted by it. It's, as I said, it's novel. It's new. It hasn't been done before. Because this hasn't been done before and it's novel and new, it's kind of exciting. And so they want to share it with people. They're going to share it with their family, their partner, their friends. They're going to tell other people about it. And then those other people are going to say, well, how do I get it? Like, I want this as well. How do I get it too? And that's going to drive people over to your website, which will get more people using it, right? The more people that use it, it becomes a numbers game. The more people that use it, the higher the potential there for more inquiries and bookings, right? So it's all very, 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 very exciting. And there are so many ways that you can do this. In fact, when I was mapping this out for my clients, I was thinking, okay, how can I teach them how to do this? What would be the easiest way to teach them how to do this? I had to go and learn it for myself first, okay, which is really hard to do when you're inventing something because there isn't a formula, right? It's on you to kind of come up with that formula. And that's what innovation is. So it took me time to figure it out, to put things in place, to get it right, to test it, so that then I could give it to my clients. But even then, when I gave it to my clients, it became really clear that there were still some extra things that I wanted to add in to the instructions so that it could just make it easier for people who were getting it for the first time to do, right? That's the value of testing, right? And that's why all my products are tested before they're released. So anyway, I really feel that when you've got a product that's interactive, it provides an experience. When you've got an ebook, for example, or a PDF, it's not really an experience, okay? It's like they're getting something to download or read. And the reason that I'm saying ebook and PDF is because that's what, in my experience, doing nearly 1,000 website audits, that's what mostly the freebies have been. There have been other freebies that I've seen, like, little meditations and things like that, but they're not the most common things. So we want to give them that experience. But then as I started to work with this idea a little bit more of, implementation and interaction, it started to become apparent to me that beyond the idea of giving this to a client as a freebie to build your email list and get inquiries and bookings, there were so many other applications for it. And the more I discovered, the more I discovered. So for example, you could take this tool and you could use it in so many ways. You could use it as an upsell. So when clients go to book a session, you might want to sell it, right? And you might say, thanks for booking your session. Hey, this would be a really great add-on, and here's why, and here's how it can help you, and all of the things. So there's that. The other ways are things like you could use it to create passive income, right? So it's just there and you've got it set up, and you can actually wake up to sales in the morning with this. Another way that you could use it is to add it into existing products to kind of up-level them. So if you already have a course, if you already have a membership, if you already have online digital products, maybe this gets added in. If you're already working with clients, maybe you give it to clients as a resource, as a value add, right? It's something your practice can do that none of the other practices are doing. And so that's going to give your client a really pleasing experience, because they're not going to be expecting that you're going to give them this thing that's going to be so helpful. And, they're going to hear on the grapevine when they're talking to friends and family and GPs and stuff like that, that other people, when they go to therapy, don't get stuff like this. So this creates interest now in your practice. So now more people are thinking, well, what's going on over at that practice over there? I want to go and check that out. You can, if you're a supervisor, you can give this to supervisees. And this can be incredibly helpful, especially because I don't know about you, but as a supervisor, it was often my experience that when people would come to supervision, they just weren't prepared. They weren't really sure what they wanted to talk about, despite being given things like the PDF supervision journal, even if that journal was fillable, right? Just not doing it. No implementation there for all kinds of reasons. But this really helps in lots and lots of different ways. So this works for supervision. Now, you could sell it to supervisees, or you could include it as part of your onboarding for new supervisees, right? When they get it and they see how helpful it is, you bet they're going to go and tell everybody else about it, right? Which then is going to drive interest in the supervision that you provide, which means more people are going to connect with you in some way, shape or form, whether it's through your website or your socials or email and things like that. Another way that you can use this is you can give it to referrers, and it becomes a support tool for referrers. And again, because nobody else is doing this, what do you think that does for your practice, right? When you give your referrers an app that's, created for them, that straight away, it's the newness, it's the, oh wow, it's the interest is peaked, the excitement is there. They want to show the other doctors what it is, right? Your name gets mentioned now, right? Your practice gets remembered now. You see what I'm saying? You can use this tool to support clients who might be on a cancellation list waiting for an appointment, or waiting on your wait list waiting for an appointment, right? There's so many ways that you can use this. So what started off as an idea I had to help women in private practice go beyond, okay, we've got the website, what else now can we be doing? Move beyond these freebies that just aren't getting downloaded like they were before. Now we can see that the applications are so varied. And so, yeah, that's what this month's product is in Booked and Better. In Booked and Better, what I've done for you is I have put together 4 apps that you can use as they are. You can go and rebrand them with your own things, but they're all able to be personalized, customized, tailored to your practice, tailored to the niche, tailored to whatever it is you want to do. Okay. This is a game changer. It is not often that you get to be part of something new in the industry, especially when it comes to marketing. This is your opportunity to be part of the beginning wave, because believe you me, once people catch on to this, it's going to become a thing. But this is an opportunity for you now to become recognized as one of the first people to be doing the thing, which boosts credibility, it boosts authority, you are seen as a leader, all those kinds of things. So it's like benefit. Now, is it easy to do? Yes. I have given you base apps. They're like templates. Go and customize them to your heart's content. Not only that, I understand you might not be sure, well, how do I get this out to the world? So for that reason, this product, by the way, it's called, I'm thinking of the product name. It's called Booked at First Sight. Okay, it's a play on Married at First Sight. It's called Booked at First Sight because I think once people get this app, your app, in their hot little hands, I think there's going to be excitement and intrigue and interest and surprise and delight and all of the things, and they're not going to be able to keep it to themselves. They're going to share it with friends and family, and it's that interest, right? That's the interest that's going to build the momentum. So yeah, I've also created lots of templates for you that you can use to share it. I've given you processes that you can implement to sell it. You know, everything you need is in this product this month. And you've got until it comes out, what's today? Saturday morning, and today's the 13th. The product comes out on Monday, the 15th. So you've got today and tomorrow to join Booked and Better, and you'll get it for $37. But on the 15th and thereafter, I haven't decided whether it's going to be 67 or 77 or 97, because honestly, it is highly innovative. If it got you one client, you've more than made your money back. It's going to get you more than one client. And it just does so much. Can you get this done in a cancellation or a no-show? Absolutely, you can. When you get the product, it comes to you as a Google Doc and it's got some tabs, right? To get it done in an hour, I would just watch the little intro video. There's bite-sized videos through lots of the tabs, not all of them, but through lots of them. I would just have a look at that quick video first so you get an idea of how it's all going to work. Then I would just go to, get the prompts, like where are the sample templates or prompts. I would just go there and just get started. And honestly, you see me do it like I've recorded a video of me doing it, and you see you can have this up and going in like 5 minutes. That's how quick it is. What's going to happen though is you're going to go, OMG, your mind's going to be blown. You're going to get very excited, and then you're going to want to customize it like it's no man's business. You're going to be like, oh, I want to add this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. And you're going to start doing all the things. And yeah, you're going to get very excited, and then there's going to be like maybe a hiccup, and then you're going to like come crashing down, and you're going to say, oh, maybe this doesn't work for me. It does work for you. If you get stuck, check there's information in the frequently asked questions. There's also information in a troubleshooting guide. There's also a section there for, other subscribers to share tips. So if they've bumped into an obstacle and they've found a way to overcome it, that will be updated in the guide for you, and you'll get an email to let you know that there's new content. So it's all there, right? You don't have to use everything that's in there. There's images to share it on your social media. There's images with those images as well, you can, of course, resize them for your LinkedIn or your Facebook, Instagram, like all the things. Just resize them. What else is there? There's so much. There's images for sharing it as a link. So if you wanted to share it as a link in an email or on your socials to get more people to sign up or to buy it or to use it and things like that, there's all images there as templates that you can use. So you've got a really nice product image. So I know everything's there. You don't have to get overwhelmed by it. Just take the bits you want. Forget about the rest that you don't need. But yeah, it's super duper exciting. It has been so hard for me to sit on this. It has been so hard for me to sit on this. I will put the link to Booked and Better in the show notes. So if you want to subscribe, you can. You will get it for $37 in 2 days. If you're listening to this after, I'm really sorry, but you've missed out on that special pricing, and it will be a different price, and you will be able to just buy that product. With Booked and Better, it is a monthly subscription for innovative, fresh tools that help your private practice get clients, make money, save you time, all those kinds of things. Get it Booked and Better, and you can cancel your subscription anytime, right? And we can still be friends. Totally cool. If you want to buy products individually, you can, but as you see, like this one here is going to be at least twice the price, most likely. Like I can't really see myself selling this for less than $67 or $77 or $97. But anyway, I just wanted to say, here's the new way. I'm so excited to share it with you. When you make your app, please share it with me. I'm more than happy to share it with my community as well. And yeah, thank you so much for being part of my world and listening to today's episode. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. And that's a wrap for this episode of the Private Practice Podcast. So as you reflect on today's insights, imagine creating real success in your private practice without going down rabbit holes or exhausting yourself with business activities that don't move the needle. With Practice Momentum, you have push of a button help available on demand. It's like having an expert in your pocket ready to guide you whenever you need it. Visit brooklynstorme.com to discover how Practice Momentum can transform your approach to building a thriving practice. I'm Dr. Brooklyn Storme, and I'll see you next time as we continue exploring the mind, business, and spirit of private practice success.